aboard! Why to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express. Well, as polar as it can be. Welcome aboard, everybody. It is your host and conductor. Wait, what am I doing without the conductor hat? There we go. Forgot about that. All aboard! There we go. Alrighty, my best Tom Hanks Polar Express cosplay. Although, with given the circumstances of everything, including the list, because he was on the list. I can't look at a Tom Hanks movie anymore without knowing that he's on the list. It kind of messes up everything. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you taking these kids, Tom? Where are they going? Where are they going? Are they going to an island somewhere? An island somewhere off? Oh, anyway, I hope you guys are having a good time. It's Christmas time. We gotta have some ways to laugh and smile and do what we can. But anyway, okay. Let me see if my voice is working over here. I don't know why it is feedbacking this way around. I hope you guys can hear me. Oh, that's why it's feedbacking. There we go. Okay, because you're hearing me double. That's why. Alrighty. Now it works. Okay, guys. So, Canadian cold time. We're going to be talking about Canada has finally decided to do a high-speed rail not study. They're actually going to do an actual. Apparently, so they may be actually doing high-speed rail. Who knows? Who knows with Canada? Look, California is pretty bad. Canada. Oh, Canada is a whole other level. But we'll go through it. We're gonna go through it. So the first segment of the Canadian high-speed rail to be built between Montreal and Ottawa. So from Gatineau, Quebec. I think that's how the Quebecois say. No. All right. I am definitely not Canadian, and you know what? It's what it is. Anyway. Look, they are separate and apart from us. We have our similarities, but you know what? Canada is its own thing. But let's go through it. So construction is supposedly going to begin within 4 years. Half the time that originally been projected. Who knows? This segment represents a unique opportunity to connect two provinces and quickly regenerate benefits for travelers. It's the most logical option for beginning the project. Okay, so relatively short. So this is going to be basically where it is. So from Toronto over to Quebec, Ottawa, they're trying to make it as quick as possible, all right? Okay, so 7 cities will be served by the Alto high-speed line. The route has yet to be defined. Uh-oh. The route has yet to be defined. Uh-oh. We're starting to see, look, just change out the Canada for California, and we're getting the same thing. It's just with a different C. Starts with the C, but instead of Canadian, Californian. Haven't we seen the same thing happen before? They go ahead, they announce a project, they say they're going to get it done by a certain timeline, but they don't have the project set up. Well, they have at least something set up. They do have a private. Oh, right now Canada has been frozen. There's a website now. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is from the official government of Canada, Gouvernement de Canada. The full speed ahead, Ottawa, Montreal chosen as starting point for the Alto high-speed rail. There we go. So it's going to be a private contractor that's going to be building the line. Let me see if I can get the name of it correct over here. So let me just see. There we are. Contractor. Tell me who. Cadence. There you are. Cadence, the consortium of companies who co-design and build the rail line, as well as finance, operate, and maintain the project. Okay, that's at least a check. Okay, so that's at least a little bit better than California, right? Because when California started, it was just the California High-Speed Rail Authority. They didn't really have any sort of real plan going in. I mean, now is when they're going on to 2026 is when they're going to start to finally get in proposals for building the actual rail line. They've been just building concrete and just spewing it all over the Central Valley. But at least here in Canada, let's see, 1,000 kilometers, so what, 760 miles from Toronto to Montreal and Quebec City, reaching speeds of 300 kilometers. Let's use a real speed, guys. 180 miles an hour. This would cut travel times in half and connect close to half of Canada's population, which is basically they all live in that in this same little area over here. That's basically where most of Canada lives, is over here in this area. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense to me. And on February 2025, the government of Canada announced an investment of $3.9 billion over 6 years. Okay. Into the co-development of the phase, in addition to $371.8 million provided in budget by 2024. Okay. I mean, so far so good, but look, every time that Canada has done something like this, this is why I'm like, all right, we'll see it when we see it. This is usually what happens.
Have you ever dreamed of traveling by train from Toronto to Montreal in as little as 2.5 hours? Well, now you can. Read about what that would be like in a new high-speed rail study. Canada has long been a world leader in high-speed rail study, and now ushers in a new era of high-speed rail study with the Eco Train Report. This state-of-the-art $3.5 million study is printed on advanced paper stock, coated on both sides with a 66-pound weight and an unheard-of brightness rating of 98. Collated and bound with a durable spine, it is the envy of published findings around the world.
Oh,
Canada's high-speed rail study industry. The future. Never.
That never gets old. That never gets old. But by the way, time to tap this sign. Nothing ever happens. I don't know. Who knows? Again, we'll see it when we see it. I mean, there's at least something where they have let's look at this cadence just to see. Alrighty. Well, they are all excited about this Quebec City Toronto high-speed rail project. International team of Canadian-led companies that develop world-class expertise in the design, finance, construction, operation, and maintenance of large-scale complex rail infrastructures. Can you tell us what about you guys? Okay, who we are? All right. So the group includes CDPQ Infra, Atkins Realis, Sistra Canada, Keolis, okay, Canada, SNCF, oh, okay, they got the French in here, and Air Canada. Following an open and competitive call for tenders, the group was selected by the government of Canada to develop Canada's first high-speed rail high-speed rail network. Cadence is working closely with the Alto Crown Corporation to define various aspects of the project. I mean, they are technically still part of the Commonwealth, including the design, route, and technical specification, target timetable, although they're part of the Crown, but they have a French company, hey, it's Canada. You can't get any weirder than that. In the longer term, the group will also be responsible for the final design, financing, construction, and operation of the network. Okay, so there we go. Look, honestly, I have more faith in the Canadian project than I do in California. Okay, now, they're developing... Again, my only issue is that they haven't picked where this is going. And that gets worse when you start to go into this article. The bill proposes to cut the project into segments of up to 50 kilometers each. Okay, so that's we're talking about what, like 26, 30 something miles, which each would be reviewed and approved individually. So the problem with this is that it's looking like this could be stuck in bureaucratic hell the whole entire time without it actually going through. So let's see. Professor Lavagnon Ika, a professor of project management at the University of Ottawa, said that the legislation brings the government into, quote, uncharted territory. Okay, so they're trying to speed up this process as soon as possible. Legislating approval of a project speeds up the process significantly, but has been historically received with much hostility by opposition parliamentarians. So these are sweeping and unprecedented powers being given to the cabinet to kind of pre-approve any mega project without much scrutiny from independent regulators. Under the proposed bill, the IAAC process would be modified for the railway project if the legislation passes untouched. Instead of the IAAC reviewing and conducting consultations on the project as a whole, the bill proposes to cut it into segments of up to 50 kilometers, which should each be reviewed and approved individually. You see, this is where it gets into sort of an issue, because you have some sort of NIMBY group, and just one of these, it takes what, 1 out of 50. So they can get 49 approved, and then there's one that's still lingering behind because it will get stuck. Now, I know their process is sort of similar to America's common law, but again, they have their own differences because we're talking about, French code law also tied into there as well in Quebec. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, Canada has its own things, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in whatever Canadian lawfare or parliamentary process or anything like this. All I can say is this can look like a nightmare. The bill also appears to suggest that the review will be led by the IAAC itself instead of an independent review panel. By the way, IAAC, let's see what that stands for, the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada and the Canadian Transport Agency. So basically their version of the FRA and the EPA, the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada. That seems like an EPA sort of thing. Is environmental impact studies. That's what comes to mind. The latter can be set up when the minister believes it to be in public interest, so the time for final decision doubles to 600 days on average, according to the agency's website. Okay. Yeah. It's starting to look like one of these things. It's starting to look like this. And then they have to go through a whole bunch of different reviews, indigenous land proposals and all that sort of stuff. I mean, this looks like a bureaucratic nightmare. Who knows? I mean, it sounds exciting. It sounds like they're so excited for it and everything like that. And I mean, they got the branding down and everything. Okay, good. We got branding. We got a working website. Okay. Doesn't seem to be so much AI again involved in the project. Indigenous engagement and consultation. Okay. Public engagement. Explore career opportunities. Hey, they're hiring. If anybody in Canada. There you go. They're hiring up there, I guess. But yeah, discover the project's many benefits. Okay, I mean, let's see. And it's got official Canadian government stamp of approval over here. And yeah. I mean, who knows? The problem is this is going to start construction in 4 years. So who knows? They're doing pre-procurement to start next year. But they're planning construction in 2029. So who knows? Why can't this just already be, a package deal? They already have the line set up and everything after 25 years of studies? 25 years of studies or so? I mean, I don't know. This is, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. I do agree this looks better than at least in California. Star Force 9740, that's a good point. 100 miles of HSR to start compared to over 300 what California has been trying to do is more manageable. Yeah, I agree. And they're doing it in a close in a close area. So Ottawa to Montreal, so it shouldn't be that far. Okay, if they're starting it like this. Where's the map? Where is the map of Canada? I'm not don't tell me I'm supposed to pretend how Canada goes. Yeah. Ottawa to Montreal. Not hard to do. Okay? This is not that far. Okay, you're connecting to the capital the capital of Canada and the capital of Quebec over here. So Ottawa to Montreal. So there you go. And then the largest city, Toronto, down over here. So yeah, they can go at this a whole bunch of different ways. And they're not starting in the middle of nowhere. Okay, starting in the Central Valley is like starting in Alberta. Basically, that's basically what it is for Canada. Canada to California. Basically, what California is doing is starting in Alberta. Sorry, nobody's gonna start there. Okay, that's just the fact. So I mean, look, this looks good. I'll see it when I see it. But right now, as my only concern is their parliamentary help. It probably will get stuck in there, and who knows. 620 miles to go ahead to complete the whole thing, and they're starting with what basically 200, which is basically right in the sweet spot for where market share of high-speed rail does well between different other modes of transportation. So yeah, this is good. It's a good idea. We'll see it. But until then, tap that sign. Nothing ever happens until something happens, especially when Canada has done this sort of thing. And not to be fair to Canada, this is also something that happens a lot in the United States. Why are light rail lines stopping at red lights? You do not cede. The train does not cede to traffic. It's as simple as that. The train stops on two different ways. Yeah, it doesn't get priority. Please tell me Ontario didn't spend $550 million per mile. That is a lot. $500 million per mile. This is. I'm starting to get a little worried for Canada. I'm starting. Not that I haven't been worried for Canada. I'm worried about Canada's problems coming down south over here. Forget the problems coming down from south of the border coming up north. I'm a little bit more worried about the problems north of the border coming down south. I think we need 2 border walls at this point. But look, this is something that also happens here in the United States. Let's be fair, okay? We've seen this Oklahoma City, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Tampa, and you could probably name a dozen other American cities. And bus rapid transit, by the way, too, does the same sort of thing. The whole thing about bus rapid transit, it's supposed to be the train, but we don't have to go ahead and build all the infrastructure for the train, but it might as well, then it ends up as a bus, and it ends up more expensive. So bus rapid transit just looks stupid and silly. But here you go, a train that's supposed to have its own right-of-way, supposed to have its own priority. Yeah, and Hayden here's about to, if he hasn't crashed out. I mean, this is, I've been past my crash out stage at this point, but yeah, doesn't get signal priority. Meanwhile, in Seattle, at least Seattle did it right. Seattle only stops again. 2 ways for a train to stop. At the station for emergencies. That's it. That is the only time a train in operation should be stopping. At a station and for emergencies. God forbid. Not at stoplights. Not at stoplights. This is... You might as well have a bus. You might as well have a bus. That's... The whole point of a train is to move vast more... A train the same size as a bus carries about 60 to 100% more people. It's just a better use of space. It's a better use of energy. The train's better than a bus, period. Okay? For the same type of... Whatever you're doing, bus works for like paratransit, for small transit, and for circulatory. That's where a bus works. Okay, for mass transit, we're talking about a train. Paratransit, bus, fine. But yeah, that's where we should be at. But anyway, speaking of coal, and speaking of Union Pacific, over a dozen Union Pacific rail cars derail in Colfax. The only reason I'm putting that is nobody was hurt. Derailment was not part of an engine fire that happened on Friday. Oh, they had something else that happened on Friday, an engine fire that happened. Okay, well that was something different. Union Pacific's not doing too well with keeping its stuff in gear over here. Around 3:20 a.m., 13 rail cars derailed near Highway 174 on Narrow Gauge Road. No one was injured in the derailment, and according to CAL FIRE, which responded to the scene, there were no hazards involved in the incident. Okay, good. So they don't have to blow it up like they did over in East Palestine, which apparently I hear is called the East Ohio incident, according to Norfolk Southern's own financial records. We'll leave that for another time because that's crash out inducing. Speaking of crash out, let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about... Oh, boy. So we spoke a little bit about this last time. Ford is going back to building gas and just full back to gas and hybrids. Their EV... Their EV strategy has completely shattered and failed. They're looking like they're going to stop building the F-150 Lightnings and their other probably... Maybe phase out the Mach-E and just sell as many of those until nobody wants to buy them anymore. Who knows? But it looks like they're not building as much as they are. They made a mistake. And yeah, and now everybody else is picking up the tab. The American consumer is speaking clearly. Ford explains why it just pulled the plug on its pure electric pickup truck. So the F-150 Lightning is no more. There we go. We can... no. That's you should laugh at anybody that seriously has an F-150 Lightning. I don't care if they leased it or whatever. But that's probably a worse truck to have than the Cybertruck. At least the Cybertruck, yeah, it's bad. It's a meme. But the F-150, come on, that's some sort of weird level of, I'm contrarian, but I'm also in support of the big three. And look, I'm buying it's not an F-150, it's an F-150 Lightning. That is just schizophrenic, contrarian gobbledygook for anybody to be buying an F-150 Lightning. Okay? It is just, I mean, they're all leasing it probably at this point. I don't know who seriously bought one and said this is gonna be the future. This is I like my trucks to be electric. I don't. Most normal truck people don't even get that, and they're not normal to begin with. But yeah, that's it for the F-150 Lightning. That's it. This was supposed to be the big thing. This was supposed to be it. This was supposed to be the one to bring the F-150 into the electric realm. But no, because nobody bought them. That's exactly why. Work-shy EVs failed to attract customers. Excuse me, your AI forgot to add ERS to custom. Failed to attract custom. Failed to attract custom. Good job. Good job proofreading that. But anyway, yeah. Nobody wants them. Why? Because they're ridiculously expensive. Now, maybe I'd buy an F-150 Lightning if it was, I'd buy it for $2. That's a fair price, $2. $2, there we go. I buy that for $1. That's what it is. It didn't help that Trump administration stripped away the $7,500 tax credit, which is not. It's a tax credit. Doesn't mean that you're getting a $7,500 check. But people don't understand that, and stuff like Section 179 and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you're not really getting anything back. You're gonna be spending the money to go ahead and redo everything to electric system, unless you have, government money or California amounts of money to spend. There's no reason to go ahead and change your a whole fleet of vehicles, or just unless you're already bought in with Tesla. Okay, and even this, where's this semi? I still haven't seen this. It's been 10 years since they first unveiled this. I still haven't seen it. So I don't know. They've been testing it for I don't know how long. Who knows? But electricity is starting to spark. Speaking of, stock market is going down. And Nvidia, I like how it says dropping fast. Oh man. If only it can drop. The only thing that needs to drop fast is the price of RAM. Not that I was going to be able to buy a PC at this point, a new PC, but forget it. We keep on living in the once in a lifetime economic events over here. Yeah, we've talked about the forever layoffs. Pepsi is laying off. Not that anybody should be drinking any sort of Pepsi products, but they're looking to quote unquote right size their workforce. It's kind of these euphemisms that they keep throwing around over here. Yeah, we're going into a reduction in force, i.e., you're laying off people. You're laying them off. That's what it is. You're not right sizing the workforce. You're laying them off. You can call it a riff. You can call it whatever. Cut the bullshit. You're laying off people. But yeah, it's just getting 1.17 million jobs, up 54% from 2024. God help us, everyone. While planned hiring hits its lowest level in 15 years. It's a new golden age. The golden age. It's wonderful. It's great. We're having money everywhere. The stock market is fantastic. And the Democrats want to make it worse. Speaking of, come 9 o'clock, we'll see if Trump is going to declare war on Venezuela. That seems to be the consensus going around of what he is going to do. But yeah, let's see. Let me just check the comments here real quick. Hope the HSR run on Via Rail tracks or build their own. They're going to build their own tracks. They've already planned that out. In fact, the head of Via Rail is stepping down, and it looks like they're gonna be doing a whole lot of moving around over there in Canada. Streetcars should have the right of way. Yeah, absolutely. My parents had an F-150 because we had an Airstream that we would use for camping trips. At least they had decency to sell it after selling the trailer. Yeah, that's the right thing to have an F-150. Look, if you're gonna be the accountant going around with an Airstream, yeah, have an F-150 and tow that around, or towing your boat or whatever it is. Look, it's a truck. It's a work truck. It's not supposed to be some sort of item to show off. It's a work truck. It's meant to work. Promoted externally is a term used at my job when referring to layoffs. Yes. Oh, man. But, here's the funny thing. I was reading Harvard Business Review, and this was back from 2018, which I can't believe that 2018 is that far away. But layoffs that don't break your company. So who knew this? And they were talking about this before, because layoffs were getting pretty bad, and I've had my fair share of them. A lot more than I should be proud of, but I mean, this is just bad. Layoffs have been increasing steadily. Look at this. So you can see how down bad our country has become. Okay, this is not something that's normal. This is not something that should be happening. Now we can say, yeah, the social contract is broken. I'm done with that. The social contract is down and dead. Of anything that we were supposed to, if we go to college and do all of this and get a job and we're supposed to climb the ladder and have a comfortable life, yeah, a lot of us have did that and done beyond that. At this point, the system's freaking broken. Forget playing by the rules. Done. That's it. Fine. If this is the way you're gonna do it, fine. Time to pivot and time to adapt and do something else. Okay, at least for us personally, because it's not like I can go into Congress and change anything. I mean, no, you can't pragmatically do that. Layoffs have been increasing steadily since the 1970s. In 1979, look at this, fewer than 5% of Fortune 100 companies announced layoffs. In 1979, fewer than 5%. This was not a thing that happened. Okay? This is why some people are just, the guys tell you, pull yourself by your bootstrap. They lived in a different time. Look at this. In 1994, almost 45% did. Look at that. In just not even 2 decades. Okay? 16 years. It goes from 5% to 45%. And it gets even worse. A McKinsey survey of 2000. By the way, this is probably one of the worst companies. This consulting company over here, McKinsey, probably led to most of the downfall within the corporate structure in the United States. Which, good for them, because now they're announcing layoffs. Good. Come down to hell with the rest of us. You deserve it. After careful review, McKinsey is suggesting broad cost-cutting measures that amount to layoffs up to 10% of the totals. Too bad it's not 100 for its own business. Hey, at least the firm is consistent. I like that. That you can tell. Somebody actually wrote this. This wasn't AI written. Okay, that sort of humor doesn't come from an AI. Okay, but yeah, look at that. 2,000 U.S. companies found that from 2008 to 2011, 65% resorted to layoffs. Today, layoffs have become a default response to an uncertain future marked by rapid advances in technology, tumultuous markets, and intense competition. I.e., the people at the top made a bad boo-boo and a bad decision. So guess what? You're going to pay for their mistakes. Not them, you are. That's how it works. This is it's lemon socialism everywhere. Okay, they're privatizing the gains and socializing the losses. We did a big mistake. We can't adapt correctly to the environment. We couldn't lobby hard enough to go ahead and get our competitors out of the market. So guess what? You're out. You helped out. Congratulations. You're out. That's what happens. After a layoff, survivors experience a 20% decline in job performance. Yeah, it freaks out people when I see a whole bunch of people walking out, that people that were friends, people that were co-workers, people that they worked with and everything like that. When they see this sort of stuff, or even high performers too, they see people that have done good work and all of a sudden they're walking out with the box and the office looks empty and there's rows and rows of empty chairs and empty desks. Yeah. It's kind of disturbing. So this is all what's happening. But anyway, you guys can go into that more there. I'm just I just have some Schadenfreude for the McKinsey kids that are finally getting cut over here. Although 10% now, we need to pump those numbers up. Pump those numbers up. All right. Let's go into trains. J.B. Pritzker signs transit bill that should avert major service cuts, but caution that transformation takes time. Oh, yeah. It's just like, I mean, hey, it takes time for him to get anywhere, except for the buffet. But anyway. Oh, man. Okay, anyway. The Governor Pritzker on Tuesday celebrated his... You guys know I'm not a fan of Pritzker, okay? Celebrated his enactment of a new law that advocates say will avert catastrophic services cuts. Okay, you know what? it's time to drink and be merry. We're back at it again. We got Cousin Eddie's Blackberry Sour from Black Dog Brewing Company nearby here in Indiana. I love the face on that. All right, one of the greatest Christmas movies, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Oh man, that's one movie that never gets old. All right, let's go ahead and enjoy that. Let's have a toast. Hopefully Canada gets their shit in order. Let's see. Who knows? I think they'll give them. You know what? I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna give them a 45% chance this gets done. 45. Okay, I'm being optimistic with that. 45%. Okay, I could be tapping on the sign. I said I'll say nothing ever happens 65% of the time. Hey, let's give them that. Okay, I think they'll get it. I think 45% chance that they may get it. Okay, but anyway, let's see. Okay, here we are. Far from heading towards the abyss, as some predicted, we are on the verge of delivering a world-class transportation network. Okay. Sorry. I mean, look, CTA is a whole lot of things. It's not a world-class transportation network. Right? I mean, I guess contextually for Americans, sure. But for the rest, no, I'm sorry, man. That's not world-class transportation. There's no world-class transportation anywhere here. Except for Brightline. That's maybe it. If people in South Florida can figure out to stop driving on the railroads, that would be nice. But anyway, here we go. So yeah, $1.5 billion annual for regional transfer from a diversion of motor. I am doing bad reading today. It's been a tiring day, guys. A lot of work. Diversion of the motor fuel sales tax, an increase to the sales tax in the Chicago region, and interest from the State's Road Fund. The new law also raises taxes on the Illinois tollway by 45 cents. Oh man, my favorite tollway, the one we just keep stopping over and over and over again. All the tollway, and they can't even fix the roads on there. The roads are a complete mess. The new funding is averted to avert a major fiscal crisis that loomed over the CTA, Metra, and PACE, and provide enough extra money for the transit agencies to make significant improvements to service. Okay. Pritzker says riders can expect funding increases and eventually, here it is. There's the switcheroo. Eventually a world-class system, but that will take more than a year to accomplish. He said, more than a year. Wow. Okay. I don't know how he's going to get to that less than a year, but okay, more than a year. By more than a year. I mean, look, 10 years is more than a year. Put that into any formula. Yeah, 10 is more than 1. 2 is more than 1. I mean, I don't know when this is going to take place. The transit legislation doesn't take effect until June. Okay. So we have to wait at least another 6 months and require significant restructuring of the boards that govern the CTA, Metra, and PACE. Yeah, we can't get anything done in this country. This whole entire article is basically, we can do things, but we can't. That's really the major issue across the United States. We can do things, but we can't. Unless you are too big investment in private equity firms and banking firms, such as JP Morgan Chase and Vornado, a real estate investment firm, have announced public-private partnerships to rebuild the train shed at Grand Central Terminal, which is deteriorating from decades of water, chemical, and salt damage. Oh, this is a funny one. You guys are going to love this one. So, apparently, we can't fix things in this country unless the big banks come in and they are literally about to sink into the island. The deterioration has damaged the concrete and steel beams that hold up Park Avenue and real estate along the avenue between 42nd and 57th Street, some of the most valuable property in the world. So because JP Morgan Chase, their building is about to sink into hell, which is probably where it belongs. Now they're going to go ahead. They're going to hurry this up. This is not something that's going to take more than a year. This is something that they're really look at this. Look, I've been saying it again. We don't live in a crumbling infrastructure. The infrastructure is crumbled. Okay, we're living on the bones of a greater country. Okay, and that greater country has been long gone for a long time. There is a spark still there that we can bring this country back. And believe me, I'm gonna bring some stuff up and we'll talk about that. Okay, but this is kind of this is hilarious. MTA officials said in a press release that the project will cost $1 billion in total. This is when they're really we're talking everything now is billions of dollars because of inflation. Where things used to, a couple million here, a couple million there. Now we're talking about billions of dollars now. And it's even more inflated because, of course, the United States of America, if we need to go ahead and put an art installation into the MTA system, something that should cost $2, it looks like it was done with $2. I mean, some of these modern art installations look like absolute, total dog water garbage. But it's complete money laundering, and the MTA has absolutely no qualms about spending upwards of $500,000, $2 million. I'm not joking. That was some of the prices for the art installations for the Q Avenue extension. The $2.5 billion extension that was less than 2 miles, the most expensive project per mile in the entire planet. Oh man, but this is hilarious. In an article earlier this year, the news site Gotham has reported that MTA engineers have estimated 95% of the support beams, which date to the early 1900s, are in poor or marginal condition. Oh man, look at this. Oh no. Look
at this dude.
Look at this.
Wait till you see the. No.
This is oh man, this country's gonna be fun to be living in the next. Hey, look, you know what? There's nowhere else I'd rather be, and I'm not being facetious or sarcastic about that. This is gonna be hilarious. This is gonna, oh man. All right, so MTA and JP Morgan Chase previously combined to rebuild Sector 1 of the train set below the company's headquarters at 270 Park Avenue. They gotta get that done quickly before JP Morgan sinks into hell. Hurry up, get that done. Oh man, look, 98% of Metro North Railway trains pass through the train shed on a daily basis. This thing is being held up by basically a prayer in 1900s engineering. I mean, that just goes to show you, at least look, they don't make things like they used to anymore. And that's true. They don't make things like they used to anymore. We don't make anything anymore. So what? It doesn't even matter at this point. This is, oh man. Guys, I mean, look, and this is like most of the Northeast corridor. Okay? And a lot of this was built by guys, funny enough, financed by Morgan, not JP Morgan Chase. Look, you can say all you want about Morgan, okay, of JP Morgan, the man himself. At least that man put his money where his mouth is. You could say he was a villain or whatnot, but the dude actually funded a whole lot of American infrastructure. These guys, no, unless they're about to sink, it can look like that for days and days on end. So basically, these guys amount to nothing more but the teenager that will let, a whole mountain of clothes and garbage pile up in his room until it becomes a safety hazard. Do you realize that this whole entire thing is about to come down? Do you realize that the city can come in and shut down a whole entire house? Because they're basically that teenager that will let things pile up until the city commissioners come in or whatever, the hazard, the EPA comes in and says, you know what, this is a safety hazard. It's time to clean it up or shut it down. But they're wearing suits. And they're basically in charge of the entire nation. Because it's certainly not the guys in charge. Or supposedly whoever's in charge, or whoever we supposedly voted in, or have been voting in for the last how many decades. I guess they're not in charge. JP Morgan, we're sinking. Time. Fix that. Fix that. That's when they get serious. That's when they get serious. We're grateful to the MTA for our partnership and look forward to continue our work with them as construction of 350 Park gets underway next year. Next year. They're getting this done next year. They're not waiting 4 years like the Canadian government. They're not waiting to get the bill done or get everything finalized by June and then think about whatever else they're going to do with the money. No, they're getting it done. They're going. They're going to have it done. They're having it done. Speaking of countries, the serious countries that get things done, China's self-developed technology advances as high-speed rail. Look, I'm not going to read the Chinese propaganda. Not that it's any different from American propaganda at this point, okay? Yeah, so they have communism with Chinese characteristics. We have socialism with American characteristics over here. We're not so different, you and I, at this point, right? But the problem is that our form of socialism just seems to suck. While China's whatever they're doing, I mean, they seem to be more nationalistic about their form of socialism, you could say. But it seems that when you look at China's high-speed rail, right, they were basically using Germany's technology. They were using Japan's technology. It was basically German companies like Siemens and Japanese companies like Kawasaki that were building their versions of their trains in China. And what did China do? Basically steal the designs and then just make their own. That's what they did. Within 20 years, they've become the top country to export railroads, to export, and they're advancing. And they have the most amount of railroads, high-speed railroads, per mile. More than double the entire world, minus China. The entire world. We're talking about Spain. We're talking about Japan, France, Germany, all the other countries with high-speed rail. You add them together and double them, China still has more high-speed rail. But how did they do this? They basically just did it. They got in all the expert the experts in, subject matter experts, brought them all in, learned what they were doing, and they made sure they were manufacturing within China. If China's going to build high-speed rail, they were manufacturing within China. They saw, they learned, they basically stole it. Hey, it's their country. They're their laws, and they're going to do whatever they can. You can say it's wrong or whatever, but they're as Machiavellian as can be. They're just going to do it. And to heck with what everybody else says. So yeah, they've developed their own high-speed rail technology at this point. This looks nothing to what China's high-speed rails look like before. And we can go ahead and see that. I know it's 850. We will see what's going on with... are we going to war with Venezuela? I don't know. I got to see if what the betting is on that. By the way, don't be doing any of that stuff. You don't need to lose your money gambling. Don't do that. It's already a lot worse of a problem than I thought it was. My goodness. I mean, some people really getting bad with that. But yeah, this is what China's high-speed railway looks like before. This is the Shinkansen. Basically, the Japanese companies were they brought them over and say, hey, we'll pay you. Can you build this for us? Okay, sure, we like money too. Yeah, they were basically building that. Here, Alstom developed a train, and then they just started building their own. There you go. Siemens, a German developed train in China, and now they're just building their own. Why? Because they can do that. Meanwhile, in our country, how the U.S. freight rail industry got dirtier than coal plants. This is what I'm talking about. So these guys, this is why we can't build things, because the only time these guys will build something is when the infrastructure is literally crumbling under them. That is the only time they're going to move when it comes to infrastructure. That is the only time. But here's what happens. All those private equity firms and those private investment firms and the BlackRocks and Vanguards and State Street. So unless BlackRock is physically, the BlackRock headquarters in Manhattan is literally sinking to the ground, they're not going to do anything to do that. Why? Aging locomotives contribute to high pollution levels. Why do we have aging locomotives? Why haven't we updated our locomotives? Well, it's simple. The former CEO, who's ousted, speaking of high performers who have been laid off and ousted, Obsession with profit margins stunting railroads' growth. So there you go. That's why. That is why. Again, same sort of thing. Let's be honest, the last 10, 15 years, the main focus of the industry has been restructuring the business to get a lot more efficient, create better margins when itself isn't a bad thing. But there we go. There wasn't a time at the same time to grow volume. I'm not criticizing, but your only pursuit is every quarter trying to show a little better operating ratio. Then intermodal business is not going to be priority or other truck competitive carload business. Let's say because pricing dynamics different. So there you go. They can't get the money back into the business to go ahead and update the trains, to go ahead and get new infrastructure, because they're all basically taken control of by the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, State Streets, or in CSX's case, you have one minority shareholder called Ancora that more or less did a hostile takeover by getting rid of their CEO. Because he said, hey, you know what? This is not good. We should be, maybe that money that we're getting, that extra money, maybe we shouldn't be doing stock buybacks or anything like that. Maybe we should be upgrading the company, upgrading our assets and our railroads and our engines and everything else. Maybe we should be getting better trains. Maybe we should get just getting better stuff. No, it's the meme where they kick the guy out the window for having the good idea. It's basically that. That's what they did. So now the U.S. freight rail industry is dirtier than coal plants now. Yeah, there we go. More pollution. Thank goodness, because we have to keep 25 and 30-year-old. Like, hey, I mean, they're still running, but we can't even. So much for the EPA and everything else, right? But can't wait, because Union Pacific is going to be a double-digit earnings story in 2026. That's what matters. That's what matters, guys. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. There we go. Okay. Let's see. It's 8:54. Go ahead and just take a little drink over here, and then we're just gonna go through some of the X articles. Then we'll put up. Let's see what Trump is gonna say, and then we'll go to everybody on here. We'll have the audience on while we're live reacting to potential war with Venezuela. Who knows? All right. Oh, this is good. So some of the conversations on X are going about survivorship bias and that sort of stuff. It's like what trains look like in the early 20th century. And then Connor J. Rogers. Need a word for a phenomenon where people think things used to be nicer because nice things were the only nice things from past eras that got preserved or photographed. Well, no, things were nicer. Okay, you can call it declinism or rosy retrospection or looking through rose-colored glasses. But in honesty, things were better. And I don't think we need to get to a point where we need the nice things back. Okay? We'll talk about that, but let's just go through here. I mean, look, trains did look nicer back then. Yeah, there are some, the box cars or whatever that you saw like that. It's not too much different than some of the things that we have now. It really isn't. But some people just want to say, "Oh no, you're not being realistic." Actually things were terrible. Actually, the 1950s were terrible and everything was bad and blah 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 blah. You're just not looking at actual things. No, it actually was better. I mean, in most of every margin of everything you can look at. Sorry, I don't know. What was it better that we now have 45% or whatever more, 65%, probably more now because this is from 2011. It's at the rate that this is going, we could probably say 80% of companies do layoffs. But is it better that we live in modern days where 85% of companies do layoffs or 5% in 1979? No, some things are just we're just better, qualitatively better. Sorry, that's just what it is. We can have better things. It's not survivorship bias or anything like that. Some things actually were better. People were actually better. The country was actually better. Sorry, it just was. And we did have more optimism of the future. We can go back to this whole retrofuturism sort of stuff or whatever. Look, back in the mid-20th century, there were overwhelming optimism about the way cities would look in the future. 75 years later, it seems we fell far short. What happened? And look, I'm a big fan of this sort of stuff. I know you guys are too. the like retrofuturism sort of stuff. I don't know how many books about what the future was going to look like, and it's been disappointing to say the least. Outside of my own life, look, I've had a lot of terrible things and bad things that have happened in my life, but I'm gonna crawl. I'm just gonna keep going and going. I don't care. And you know what? I'm just gonna keep going. Put my faith in God, and just have a smile at the end of it, whatever happens. But yeah, things could have been better. We could have had a lot more. Now this kind of actually looks pretty terrible. I mean, how many cars are all over the place? I mean, this is just I don't see one person. Oh, there they are. They're the people. They're over here. They're off. There they are. Off to the side over here. I mean, who knows? Things could have actually been a little bit. Oh, there's some trains. There you are. Okay. Our future is a high-rise healthcare center. Yeah, that's basically, again, remember we talked about a couple weeks ago, the biggest employers in the United States now. We've all gotten, it's the stuff to get us sick, and all the stuff to keep us at a level of sickness that will just keep making you money. I.e. Walmart and the healthcare industry. That's it. So yeah, our future is a high-rise healthcare center. Well, they got something right, I guess. And look at all the transport. Oh man, look at that. Our future is an elevated people center. What is that supposed to mean? An elevated people center. Don't you mean a building? It's a building. What is a people center? What is that supposed to mean? A center of people. I mean, this looks like a tennis court here. I don't know. Can't you just say an elevated tennis court? What's a people center? Arizona highways. Oh no, please no. Oh, look, at least the highways have a monorail on there. So I mean, look, they're not in the rocket ship going up or something. I don't know. So this is looking like something out of like Gundam or something like that. What happened? Everything fell short. What happened? This was my response. I think that was, if there was one point in U.S. history where I can point to, not counting World War II, if there was one point between World War II and today where things went terribly wrong, it was that. That's where I think everything went wrong. The moment he died, I think things got bad. Bureaucracy happened. Normal citizens needed city approval to put a shed on the land they own. Unelected bureaucrats appease whoever holds the power in the area they serve. It's not in those in power the best interest to make it a two-point city, nor is it economically feasible. But hey, some people at least tried and failed. Look at the Zappos CEO, Park City, Utah, for a fun rabbit hole. Maybe we'll look at that. But yeah, that's my take on it. But things are getting bad. I mean, look at this. When even Japan's making fun of us, bringing American culture to Japan. They're doing the thankful. Oh man, our country's in bad shape right now. This is Look, we can say all we want, Japan's going into a financial crisis or whatever, but look, at least they're not going to get stabbed and burnt alive on their trains. Oh yeah, it happened one time in 1996 by some like cult leader, and it hasn't happened since then. Okay, that happens like every week in America. Give me a break, okay? All right, let's see what are the Zoomers going to be drafted to go? Y'all, wait a second. If we go to war in Venezuela, this is gonna be the music you guys are gonna be listening to. Oh, man. Oh no. Okay. Alrighty, where's let's see, Trump live. Let's see. Is RSBN still a thing here? I don't want to give any of these channels any sort of views. Oh man, let's see. Is RSBN live? No, they're not. They don't happen to be live. The minute I need them to go live. Okay, fine. We'll watch Fox 26 Houston, I guess. I don't know.
Giving you guys a little bit of context in terms of Venezuela.
Okay. We'll put that live on here. I don't know if there's a way I can just like take it and move it up somewhere. Let's see. And just mute this. We'll put it on the side here, and you guys can be able to watch it. There we go. All right. Can I get like a mini player and just put it there? No, because that would make sense. Mini player. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. Let's Oh, he's talking. Okay.
Office, inflation was the worst in 48 years.
Still is.
Some would say in the history of our country.
All right.
Which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans.
Okay.
This happened during a
Let me see what the
and it's when we first began
comments are going up over here. Popular Mechanic said that we would have moon hotels in the 1990s. Where's my moon hotel? Yeah, A2R game. It's just such
25 million people, many who came from prisons and
you know what's funny? It's a certain TV show or a certain video game where if the other side won a certain event, that we would have moon bases and high-speed rail and supersonic flight. I mean, come on. Really?
And it can never be allowed to happen again.
Alrighty.
Playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels.
It still is.
And words such as that.
Okay, hold on. Are we live?
Forbidden.
Let's make sure we're live.
We had the worst trade deals ever made, and our country was
still do.
laughed at from all over the world. Anymore.
Should Amtrak get new dome cars for their trains? I think they should at some point.
Than any administration.
The ones they have now are fine. I mean, if they can refurbish those, I mean, at some point, we just need to be building stuff in this country.
Would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else. With a
I won. They all lost. I won.
Corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals.
I mean, it's still pretty bad, dude, but okay.
And above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens.
All right, just march in there and just get them out.
Indoctrinated your children with
just start going in there. This needs to be ISIS theme song. That's what they got to do. Just suit up like Jinro and go in there.
War. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hard-working people.
All right. Well, we'll put him off to the side, see if he says anything different.
Who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day 1, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border.
I mean, he did do that at least. He did at least stop the nobody's going over the southern border. That's at least something.
Everyone said was absolutely impossible.
That's possible. All right. Speaking of Japan, why Japan's bullet train is simply the best on the planet. Look, I'll put it back on in a little bit. Let's just take a break from that. He's gonna go ahead and wax on eloquently for 20 more minutes until we get into something else. Look, I've been listening to the man for 10 years. I think we can understand what his pattern is. Right in the Shinkansen, why Japan's bullet train is simply the best on the planet. Yeah, same thing that we've been talking about. Speaking of Japan, you want to talk about countries that can build things seriously and it's that we're they can make fun of us for having the fentanyl fold and whatever. But I mean, look, they can at least gloat on that fact that they have a working country, working infrastructure. All right, so what if the yen goes to hell? So what if the Nikkei drops to negative 50 gorillion? Who cares? They have all the infrastructure. They have some stuff. They have a nice country. They have nice people. Okay, they're not going ahead. It's not. I put on the Tokyo news and 3 people were shot on Tokyo's east side today. I can't believe that this be happening on Tokyo's east side again. I don't see that when I go and put on NHK. That's not happening. I wonder why, but that's not happening. Look at that. Nice country. What a country. go ahead. You can have little, you know, cakes of the different Shinkansens there while you're gone. There you go. 200 miles an hour. And this thing, you want to talk about things of living in the future? I mean, look at this, you know, the stuff that we could have had, or we were thinking of having. And this is the reality that Japan has. I mean, this looks like something straight out of Star Trek. Come on. Or some other better sci-fi. I don't know why we have to default to Star Trek. Alrighty. I know that everybody's making fun of this guy here.
I finally got my hands on the English exam that everybody here
Last
studies
Japan
for.
thing.
And it turns out it's so much worse than I thought. This is the grade 1 vocabulary test, and let's just look at these questions. Although Caleb was excited to receive his promotion, he felt the either twinge, sprig, mandate, or bastion
Twinge.
of sadness. The only word I know here is mandate. The coach made sure to blank the strengths of each player. She wanted to build their confidence before the next game. So the options are extol, forestall, eschew, and
Extol.
abhor. I've never heard any of these words in my life. The new theme park has been a real blink to the area, bringing in millions of tourists every year. It's either boon, pros, tremor, or dent.
It's Boone.
Am I stupid? People
Yes!
here really take this test seriously. Like, they pay big
Wait,
money
wait,
for
wait,
private
let me
tutors.
say it.
And when you take English classes in
Because I
Japan,
know
they prep
English.
kids to pass this exam
I did
instead of
AP
just
Lang
teaching
and
them
Lit, and I
grammar
didn't
or
even take it in
dent.
college. Hold on, wait, pause
Am I
it, pause it. Yes, you are. Let me say it in Japanese for you. とてもバカです。とてもバカです。そうですよね。There you go. You're dumb, dude. You're dumb. Sorry, it's okay. I mean, look. At least I will say this. They do really push English hard on Japanese students. It's basically like the way that they push Spanish over here, and they're okay at speaking English. They're really bad at pronouncing things. Like to say bat. They because we're talking about a language with 48 syllables in it. They have to say bato. They can't just say bat. Now you do encounter the one rare Japanese person who has, you know, lived in America for like 5 years and basically has no accent when he code switches over to English. I mean, you do see those type of people. And those are pretty cool to talk to. But I mean, most of the time they'll try to speak English to you, even if you have lived there for however many decades. If you look like a foreigner, they're gonna speak English to you. That's just what it is. It's as simple as that. I mean, look, it's just what it is. Meanwhile, here's America, by the way. Oh man.
Supermarket cart grill is on fire, viral. Look at the line. Look at the line.
A line.
I told y'all. Look at the line. She feeding everybody.
Oh man.
Making sure everybody's good.
Making
I
sure
ain't
everybody
doing that.
get fed.
You
This
respect
is our
woman.
country.
Anyway.
This is America, by the way. Oh wait, here's New York City. We are so getting copyright strike, but whatever. We are not a serious country. Oh man. Awesome. Oh, okay. Rat hole. Rat hole.
Come on. You're welcome, LG.
Oh man.
I meant you high.
This, oh man, this country, man, what a country we're living in. Oh man. Okay. Alrighty, yeah, this is all right. What's Trump saying? Here we are.
In American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill.
Okay, he's still talking about himself. All right. Anyway, here we are. This is an interesting one. Empires must be careful not to cede control to actors, financiers, dynasts. I think he means dynasties. Dharmic aeroplane. I don't think this guy lives in America. I'm pretty sure Dharmic. That seems like a certain subcontinent on a certain in a certain other continent. But anyway, look, the clock can be right twice a day. ROI hounds, Palpatines, in 40 years, America went from birthing such beauties to scammers selling shit coins, NFTs, get rich quick, and now water, electricity, Ganai. This sounds like an Indian guy, but whatever. Resource capture is height of engineering. Look, the point is, look at this cool
standard
video.
airframe.
Look at this.
The horizons of warfare have shifted. No longer are we bound by the
We used to
propeller-driven
build cool
skirmishes
stuff
of the
over
last
here.
great conflict. Today, the security of the free world depends upon seizing the high ground, Not merely the hills of a battlefield, but the very edge of the atmosphere itself. We are witnessing a bold leap into the supersonic age, a venture spearheaded by North American aviation to create a machine that defies the conventional laws of drag and heat. This is the XB-70 Valkyrie. It is a weapon forged for a singular purpose: to penetrate the deepest defenses of the Soviet bloc at 3 times the speed of sound.
I mean, look, we were ahead back then. We had all this technology already before. Okay? The Concorde was basically 1960s technology. High-speed rail, 1960s technology. Okay? Yeah, sure, they've made advances since then. But I mean, we're talking about stuff that is basically peaked or was already more or less developed in the 1960s. Okay, we have the black little boxes, whoop-de-doo, and the AI. Great. Now I can go ahead and write 5 different resumes on Copilot through an open AI API that I created in Python. Whoop-de-doopity-doo. It is not as cool as this. Come on.
To achieve this, engineers had to discard the aluminum skin that clad our Mustangs and Sabres. At Mach 3, air friction generates temperatures that would melt a standard airframe.
I mean, what's crazy about this is, like, in the same generation, people were flying propeller airplanes, killing each other with them, high in the sky, and then within not even in the same generation, they go to the moon. I mean, just think about that. Yes, we went to the moon. I don't care. We went to the moon. We went to the moon. Do not take that away from us. Okay, that was a lot of ingenuity, engineering, just absolute American ingenuity that got us to the moon. With some people we picked up from a certain country along the way, but sure, we did. It was a lot of ingenuity on all sides. Let's put it that way. Okay, sure, we had some Operation Paperclip people in there, but I mean, hey, look, they made the first jet engines. Okay, we can't compete with that. Okay, look, it's just incredible. The stuff that we were able to make before. Okay, yes, things were better. Things were better. Okay, and let me see. This is probably the most important video out of here, and yet we'll bring everybody on soon enough. Let me just see what's going on here.
Affordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people. So
okay, he's still talking about himself. I don't know. No news yet. Whether I'm also looking at the chat over here just to make sure that we're all good enough. Okay, let's make sure. Is Amtrak still getting orders for coach cars, cafe cars, sleeper cars, and Viewliners? I thought they were. Hope there are a way homeless can find a permanent address instead of living on the street. Well, Adam Busser, there is a certain way that we can be able to decrease.
What's interesting about the...
Here we are. Honestly, I really like Palmer Luckey. This guy is an old school guy that we should be having more of. Okay? This is the type of just train of thought that we should be having more within this country. Okay, and he's absolutely right. This is probably the most important video out of everything here today.
United States and our slip away from being a manufacturing superpower, which was the core of our military might. I mean, that was how we won World War II. It wasn't building the best weapons. It was that we just made so much that the other side couldn't stand up to it. And so how do we lose that? It wasn't an accident or a failure. It was a decision by, I'm going to sound like conspiracy theorists, the elites. The elites decided that they were going to reform the United States in the image of what they wanted. They want us to move higher on the value chain. They said, we're going to do more higher value. We're going to get away from the making and into the design. We're going to make more music and more design and more services.
Yeah, that's how we transition from a manufacturing economy to a service economy. A service economy that can't do service, by the way. The other day, or actually no, yesterday, my wife got a package. And literally, I should get the video. Instead of getting out of the car and putting it on the doorway, the guy throws it out the car and into the snow on the front yard. So a service economy that can't do service.
And we're going to become a service economy. We're going to move away from things like textiles and chemicals and metals. And the idea was that in a globalized, peaceful world with no conflict, that moving the things that were lower value to other people would result in a more prosperous nation. And I think it worked for a little while. For example, allowing China into the World Trade Organization was a very profitable thing for our country. It allowed us to buy a lot of cheap stuff, some of it good,
Not
some of it
profitable
bad,
for our
but definitely cheaper than it would have been to make it in the United States. Reindustrialization is really about recognizing that sometimes your own destiny doesn't have a value that can be measured in dollars. If you rely on your strongest geopolitical adversary for all the things that make the American way of life possible, and if divorcing yourself from them would radically lower quality of life for everyone in your country, how are you ever going to negotiate with them? How are you ever going to hold them to account? So reindustrialization, a lot of it is it's about making a new decision to bring back these critically important things, not because it's cheaper, not because it is necessarily necessary economically, but because as a country, you need these things in order to not just be a vassal state to the people who actually make all of the things that you need. I think it's going to be really, really difficult. I think there's a lot of people who are using reindustrialization as a buzzword to raise money, but they don't actually really care about the strategic independence. I see companies that talk about how they're about bringing back US manufacturing, and then they use all Chinese machines in their factory, and they're relying on Chinese technical support teams to make all of that stuff work. We need to make sure that we don't let these buzzwords gloss over a lot of the real problems. We need to hold people to account. If you say that you're about reindustrialization, you better be serious about it, or you should get called out, and people should say, wait, you're actually just the usual way of doing business, dressed up in a newer, more patriotic sounding way.
Yeah. Well, speaking of dress, his way of dress is kind of goofy. All right? Let's be real. But what he's saying there is 100% correct. And this is what we've been talking about for all our last streams, and probably the last 10 years. I mean, really, the whole thing about this club was about bringing back industry back to the country, bringing back manufacturing. So even like the first Medium article that I wrote was about bringing back a new Gilded Age, a new industrialization. Not reindustrialization, a new age of industrialization in America. Now we're calling it reindustrialization now because we've deindustrialized this country. And that's why we have the problems that we have. That's why we're this is what our country is now. Okay? That's why our country is a complete ugly looking mess with ugly looking people. Ugly things happening all over the place. Okay? I mean, this looks like a fallen country. This looks like, a dystopian movie all over the country, to the point everybody's making fun of it. It's like everybody's aware of our fentanyl crisis. Okay? Even like Smiling Friends on season 2 made a reference. Everybody knows it's bad. It's a bad thing. Okay? And we're not, speaking of this, we're not going to be doing well in the military industrial. Look, now, the SIG M18, the P320 is a terrible weapon, okay? But this is the Navy. The Navy can't even shoot them right, okay? For anybody that knows how to operate a firearm or knows that, there's so much bad here. I mean, come on, everybody's got their eyes closed and everything like that. They're bended back. I mean, everybody's been making fun of them. Look at it. We're not doing good, man. We are not doing good. He doesn't even have his ear pro on or whatever. I mean, this was the worst one. Okay, so we're getting to a point where not even our own military is going to be able to save this country. The guy has his ACOG backwards. He has his foregrip all the way over here. What the hell is going on? He doesn't even have the buffer tube down onto his shoulder. I mean, he's chicken winging it. What is going on? Our country's not doing well. It's just in every aspect. We are not doing good. We're just not doing good. All right. So Trump didn't really say anything. He's just
we are making America great again.
Yep.
Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stuck.
Okay.
Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected, and our country is back stronger than ever before.
Okay, this was just the glow fest. He was just gloating the whole entire time.
Never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most
I got it. I got the Olympics, guys.
50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. there could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas,
God
I
bless
guess.
you all.
Alrighty. That was it. No war with Venezuela, I guess. Yeah. That was nothing. It was just him. He could have just put this on a tweet. Donald, you could have just emailed this. This could have been an email. Alrighty. You want more race bait, guys?
This truck costs almost as much.
Let me tell you why this truck is worth $100,000.
I'm going to tell you why. Behind me is a
Listen to me, Sonny.
Ram Tungsten 1500. There's 3 reasons why it's worth $100,000.
No.
Reason number 1, air ride suspension, smooth as can be.
Okay, yeah, I can find that on like a $4,000 used Mercedes air ride suspension. That's gonna go bad in like 4 years. Okay. Anyway,
Reason number 2, the interior. Look at this interior. It's amazing.
it looks like crap.
Reason number 3, tons of storage, hidden boxes everywhere.
Hidden
Let me know
box.
in the comments.
He loves boxes. $100,000 for hidden boxes. Hey guys, it got hidden boxes. That's definitely worth $100,000. Air ride suspension. Look at that nice. That's something that I could find on like a 20-year-old Mercedes, dude. Whoop-de-doo. Wow. $100,000. And he's serious about this. This is the type of guy that's gonna come to you and say, "Oh, we don't need no high-speed rail. That's communism, guys. We don't need no high-speed rail. The government's gotta come and give me $1 billion bailout to save Stellantis, by the way. That's not communism. This is, oh man. It's just gotta go. This is, no Ram truck is worth $100,000. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah. I said the same thing. The type in the video is the one to tell you that train travel is communist while he offers to sell a garbage truck by a failing corporation propped up by lemon socialism. I mean, this is just, speaking of lemon socialism, by the way, Spirit Airlines has saved itself again. It should be Ghost Airlines at this point. It's a different type of Spirit. It can be Ghost at this point. It was supposed to go bust last weekend, but they got $100 million loan. I don't know how they're going to pay that. Look, at this point, loans and credit and all that sort of stuff, you can just get it forgiven or whatever. Okay, so you take out $50,000 or whatever. You take out $100 million. Oh, I can't pay it. I'm never going to be able to pay it. Why don't we settle on $2? Can we settle on $2? Oh, jeez, dude. Oh, man. I can pay like $2 a month, dude. Spirit Airlines is the Sam Hyde, oh, jeez, dude, of airlines. And things were better back then. Things did look better back then. Here, Delta Airlines, Lockheed, L1011, TriStar cabin in the 1980s. Things were better. You had more room. People weren't dressed like garbage. It was better, right? Things were better. You weren't going on the highway and getting into a billion car pileups because, I don't know how to drive on snow. That's what's happening all over the country. There you go. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, things did look better. There you are. GM's Aerotrain, or I'm sorry, GE's Aerotrain. No, GM, sorry. Okay, anyway. But this is an article from the Old Glory Club. It had to do with everything we were talking about, and it was, this guy read a book by Bill Lind, who, by the way, we've mentioned Bill Lind before. He's the guy who created the concept of fourth generational warfare. He's a big train buff along with Paul Wyrick. And you remember that name because he was the one that said that we're not operating in a free economic system because the government basically stole money from the railroads to give it to the airlines and to the roadways. And there's no way that you can call it a free economic system at that point. He was the one that we talked about that in a video however long ago. But anyway, the point of this is that he wrote a book called Victoria, a Novel on Fourth Generation Warfare, where it's an alternate reality where everybody is, it's modern day, but they're keeping all the technology back to the 1930s. They don't want to go any more further than that because that was, to them, the peak of technology. And if you go any worse than that, people start to degenerate. But their military is in this made-up country. Their military is still extremely modern day because they're not going to play by the same rules. Nobody's going to be playing by 1930s warfare technology. But everybody lives like if they were in the 1930s outside of that. But it has nothing to do with the technology. What we're missing in our country is discernment and discipline. And this is a good article talking about that. I can leave it I'll leave it on Discord for you guys who want to read it. Okay? But it says one thing remains clear, and I'll just read the conclusion over here. We can't simply go back and rewind the clock from where we are now. Even if we had the political will to force a return to a different technological era, I feel confident that the temptations would persist, and people would find novel ways to create misery. We would inevitably find ourselves in a chimeric environment where we live today. Moreover, we would deny ourselves many of the graces God has granted us through intellect. I believe science must be a lowercase s word again, resume its prior status as a study of the natural world as God made it, and that all good things are a gift from God. However, the arbitrary limitation of our technological capacity will not address the fundamental problems of discipline and discernment. I'll leave you with the words of Dmitry Karamazov and the Fyodor Dostoevsky's, the brothers Karamazov. I have that book, for God's sake, and I can't even pronounce it right. The awful things are that the beauty is mysterious as well as terrible. God and the devil are fighting there, and the battlefield is the heart of man. So that's really where it comes down to. Okay? Things aren't bad because things are bad. Things are bad because we have bad people running it. Okay? People are okay with this. People are okay with saying with a straight face that this truck is worth $100,000. People are okay with taking our industry and moving it over to China because it makes them 10 cents more on a widget. Okay? People are okay with once being the country that had the dominant military technology, absolute military might by absolutely no quantifiable means that anybody could be ever to be able to come up to that at that point in time. We were the country that didn't have this stuff happening. Or this happening in New York. I mean, look at New York when you look at Miracle on 34th Street, the original one, okay, from 1937. Look at how people were dressed. Look at how people conducted themselves. The children, to the adults, okay? People weren't absolute whatever like this, okay? Whether you dress them in today's clothes or yesterday's clothes, the people of that time were different because they were different people than what we have now. It's as simple as that. Okay? They can't even do English test, basic English test. Yeah, why does Japan have their stuff? Because it's a different people. Unfortunately, we're not the same country we used to anymore. If we were the same people from the 1930s and that persisted on, then yeah, we would be right on level with Japan in terms of having high-speed rail and all that. I mean, we had a high-speed rail, the 1965 High-Speed Rail Act. What happened to that? Whatever happened to that? Alrighty, guys. Here we are. Last thing. Amtrak is making anime real. There we go. Amtrak's manga coming out soon.
Their love has reached new heights. But will
Sugoi!
it survive? A recipe for rail romance.
There we are. At least we know it's our guys at Amtrak that are running the show in their social media. I also called an alternative title that one time I got isekai'd on Amtrak and ended up in a dungeon called Philadelphia. That's as we're calling it. All right, guys. I have talked way too much. I've talked more than Trump today. So let's get everybody on board over here. There we are. Hold on. Let me get the where's the background? There we go. Alrighty. It wasn't a lounge. Let me be fair. It wasn't a lounge. It was a stream. Alrighty. everybody on. I'm just gonna let you all talk. Let the chaos commence.
Hey.
Hi, buddy. How's everybody doing?
There you go. Mr. Turkey. There you
go.
All right, hang on. We need to. Oh. We need to sing a song. We need to sing the song of the month here. Bomb, 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 Syria. Bomb, 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 Syria. Bomb, 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 Syria. Because ISIS screwed up.
No, man, it's Venezuela now.
Demetrius.
No, it's ISIS. We're about to bomb ISIS because ISIS killed 2 National Guards members.
We are bombing. Okay, we are bombing Syria again. Okay.
We're gonna probably bomb Syria. What's gonna happen?
He stopped all the wars. I thought we were done with all of that. I thought this was gonna be the peace president.
ISIS kind of screwed up.
Well,
U.S. War on Terrorism Part 2. It's U.S. War on Terrorism Part 2.
Yep, he's just like the other presidents when it comes to dealing with forever wars.
Forever wars with a military that's not even prepared for war.
Guys, can I talk?
Go ahead.
I got some bad news in L for short lines. Or not a short line, but a regional in Oregon. Y'all ever heard of the Central Oregon and Pacific Railway?
Oregon?
No, probably not.
But I do recognize the logo.
It a regional railroad in Oregon, and they're about to make one of the, and it's owned by Genesee and Wyoming. Go figure. But this railroad is about to make one of the biggest mistakes of their life.
What's that?
What about to do?
Well, I marked it in red. The area in red at the bottom of the map, they're shutting that part of the line down.
I'm gonna say there's probably a reason.
All right, so hold on. Okay. All right, so David, I have your. I guess you did this in Paint. Whatever. I have it here. Okay, so the red between here in Oregon, the southern part of Oregon, to California, so the northern part of California, they're shutting down this part over here. Okay. So for everybody
else, the reason why is that the last customer with a paper mill shut down. The problem is that they're interchange with Union Pacific down there.
So,
and if y'all see the green, we had to the green route with the other route, like Genesee and Wyoming don't realize how up they did thing. I did the research and everything, and look. Keep that area in. Keep it operated, but as a true route to have Union Pacific train because the other area is going to be a bottleneck. Now that
so if this shuts down, the only way they can connect is over here up to where Eugene is in Oregon, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So that makes things worse. Yeah, and this was all precipitated because a paper mill in Northern California shut down. Hence, there's no more train loads coming from that area, so they're shutting that trackage down.
Yep, and I only ran out of.
I'm gonna give you a rundown as to probably why they're doing it. It's not just because the mill. Even if the mill shuts down, the line's gonna sit with barely any train activity, even as a backup line in case the UP line goes down. It's still gonna be sitting there. It would be a waste of money. Railroads get taxed by the mile of trackage they have depending on the state. So they're probably trying to save as much money as they can by getting rid of whatever track they don't want anymore.
Or
whatever they don't need anymore, they're going to get rid of it so they don't get taxed on it.
Well, kicker is they're not abandoning it; they're just shutting it down. They're between abandonment and shutting down.
Rail bank.
So
they're shutting it down.
They're not. Okay, so the line will still be there. It's still gonna be used. They just don't right now have a need for it. It'll be reactivated if Union Pacific needs to use it. So it's not being abandoned.
Right. If we look at it's about Kirby.
Guy, can I please stop interrupting me, please? This happened every live stream.
Okay, go ahead and finish, David. Go ahead.
Because look, this not the first time that area got shut down, but the thing is that here, Dane, if I would, I mean, Central Central Oregon and Pacific, I would offer Union Pacific to offer saying, hey, y'all are having high traffic on y'all route. Give us some of that traffic, and we can move it to destination quicker. You know?
Freight railroads don't really do it like that, sadly. They don't really operate like that. They're not as friendly as as you'd be hoping.
I know, but here, Jane, Jane, this thing I was thinking about because there were also another thing because I was looking up how they're rebuilding the mountain division. What there are a ton of small towns and cities along that area of that 80 miles of track. They can do transload facilities, lumber facility, like hell. My thing is that if you can transfer it from truck to train, do that. Like, do inflow facility because that is the new moneymaker, you know?
Yeah, I think the problem, again, the main problem is that, again, with no manufacturing or no creation of actual goods, like if a paper mill shuts down, I mean, that was probably the main reason why they were going to shut down anyway. They knew that was going to happen, and there's nothing else in the area that's going to carry any load. So, again, as Dump Trucker said, why keep the rail line going if you have to pay taxes on it, and that paper mill isn't going to be opening up anytime soon or reopening? So,
They might. And it's not, if it's not an outright abandonment, then that means they're going to keep the line in case they need it. Union Pacific gets a big derailment on their line. There is an access route for them to use to bypass that derailment.
So I know, and that the kicker, this is where the opportunity would lie. Plus, I've been looking at it, and Union Pacific, I've been measuring the volume and traffic in this area, and the traffic have increased a lot. Like, they have an increase in traffic, and I mean, like, from intermodal, mixed freight, everything. And probably is that this area is a ton of bottleneck line and not a full double main. It go right through rugged mountain country. Jane,
And it's pretty windy.
And even though the route that Oregon Pacific is right now shutting down for a bit until they can reactivate it, even though that line is super curvy, the thing is that line you can actually use as a secondary and also, alleviate pressure.
The only way you're going to get a railroad to do that is if the Union Pacific were to buy the Central Oregon and Pacific.
Alrighty.
But
let's go ahead and move the topic to something else. All right. Anybody else wants to go? What up?
I put a link to the article that Trump was talking about earlier.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see that.
Delivering the most
favorite nation prescription drug pricing to America, pricing to American patients. That doesn't help because the insurance rates have gone up for everybody. So yeah, we may be paying less, but we're going to be paying more in some way.
I will say gas has gone below $3, but some places it's still kind of sitting at above or just below $2.50.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. Yeah, that's like the only good thing. Yeah, the gas has gone down. I mean that's all right.
It's better than $3 under the Biden administration.
Yeah, I mean that's at least something. I mean, look, it is
which also would explain why cars got smaller. If you notice, we used to have big vehicles, and they got smaller and smaller and smaller with smaller tanks, so people could save money on fuel.
Yeah, because there's less weight in there to go ahead and drag it down.
Also, we got another 250 unit that Genesee, Wyoming just made. Another one.
Another one.
And it's on the Arizona Eastern Railway. Look, it looks pretty good.
Come on. Where's my sound?
Another one.
There we are.
Another one.
There we go.
I just literally put that gif in the chat. I just put that gif in the chat. Another one.
Oh, by the way, the model train show this year was super small. Look, I only was able to get 3 cars. Look at this. Look, this I was able to get.
Ooh.
I see.
That
yeah,
is
nice
all I was able to get.
Hey, the Illinois Railway Museum, you can find some used ones at a pretty good price.
That's the deal.
Do they sell model trains at the Illinois Railroad Museum?
There we go.
That-
Genesee,
Yeah, they do.
Wyoming's
They
latest
sell
USA
model trains.
250
Actually,
locomotive.
They sell entire model train layouts at the Illinois Railway Museum.
Jeez.
I am not kidding. There are a few of them for sale.
That great. But yeah, the model train, there were, like, for the model train, so it was small ones this year, you know?
I remember when those used to be a lot bigger and people would go to them.
Oh, I know. People
I only
still
went
do.
to one, but it was like pretty good size, and now it's like so unknown.
Oh, guys, look what I found in downtown Charleston last week. Look at this.
Man.
Um,
Holiday
That's
special
right.
number 4, Blue Train. This is a way to avoid trademarks in
It's,
some sort of way or another.
They call this a blue train.
The Blue Train,
Anybody
guys.
knows the name this is?
Like, literally. Like, it's so funny. Like, oh my.
There we are.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Blue Train. Okay, Dumb Trucker posted Mookie Mouse there. That's not Mickey, guys. That's a completely different mouse. That's Mookie.
All right.
Copyright
I'm
version.
gonna have to ban Dumb Trucker
Right.
later.
Oh no!
No, this is the 1929 Steamboat Willie, so it counts as public domain.
No, it's not
Okay,
it's not the
Okay,
classic
David, I
one.
can tell you
It's
this
in
one. I can tell you
color.
this one.
Oh man.
If it's in
I
color,
didn't
it's
even
not
realize
the
that.
classic.
I got Home Depot meme. Home
Has
Depot
everyone seen
meme.
this?
We'll just move to the next one.
Alright.
Yeah,
Guys,
somebody
speaking
put
of things
too
that
many bags in one
have
cart.
gone up in price,
Super!
is at $67.
Woo-wee.
So
Dimitri,
there we go.
look at the meme I just sent. Look at the meme.
Absolutely. Oh man, the cart, yeah. Those Home Depot carts are some of like the weakest carts ever. I still remember me and my brother going on the flat carts, going on those and like using them as skateboards, like just like going on that was fun. Oh man.
Until you load something on it.
Someone tell me about it.
Yeah, but these carts are always very flimsy, and then you have the one with the wheel just spinning around.
I got another one for
Oh
you.
man. Let's see.
Just put wheel spacers on your driver.
Oh man. You put wheel spacers on, but your driver's side wheel is rolling past you on the highway.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my not that wheel.
Oh man. Okay.
Jesus, the wrong definition of Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay.
Not that wheel.
Hold on. So John Mark Roman posted this. Here we go. If America were a proper country, we had a Midwest rail network like this, it would ever load up.
No, not.
Oh man.
I
There
don't
we
know
go.
if this is going to
Yeah,
make sense.
this is
and modern times.
Wow.
Because where people live.
That is look at that, man.
That'll be amazing, but the question is who's going to write it?
I mean, that's still incredible, Go. I mean, look at this. This would be something that we could have. Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Hold on.
It could work.
Come on.
I mean, the
there's too many-
easiest
there's
thing
too many
would
small
be
towns.
to get the
There's too many small
president
towns
to sit
all
down
families
and
gotta go
like.
to.
All right,
The
hold on.
easy
One
way
person
would
at a time.
be just-
Minor tree. What was it?
The easy way to solve it is like just have the president sit down with his cabinet. It's like get all the main transit advocates and main YouTubers and stuff. It's like, all right, bring them into a meeting, sit them down. And it's like, all right, we're gonna have this 4-hour meeting. We want you to talk to your audience and tell them we're going to be working on a grand project. Everyone, we're going to break the country down into sections. You YouTuber, you're going to get all your viewers together and you're going to work on, say, just mass transit for individual towns and cities throughout, say, Kentucky. You go on Tennessee and all that, and it's like all of a sudden it's like you finish it, you make sure they all work together, and all of a sudden it's like you have a grand plan. Put it on like a website that's interactive, which would take what? A competent team of programmers a long weekend to put together, a full week if they take their sweet time, and you can crowdsource half of the main issue before anything, and then you get someone like Lucid Stew to start running some of the main pricing for all the systems around, and it's like, all right, any companies want to buy this section and then build it for this much or less, have at it.
Dimitri,
Plus you have a whole plan going, and then it's like it's not hard to come up with a grand strategy. And the worst part about it is it can be done in under 6 months if we do it that way.
No, that makes sense, and you're right, because that makes sense. But unfortunately, we're not going to do something like that because it makes too much sense. But I mean, look at this. At least for my neck of the woods over here, I mean, apart from spelling Fishers incorrectly, it doesn't have a C in there. The rest of it looks good. Yeah, like this is exactly what an actual railroad here in the greater Indianapolis area would look like. And look at that. Oh man, look at the amount here for Chicago. Wow. If only we could have great things, guys. We can have things that work in this country. It's just a matter of having political will. We can do that.
It can work, but there's too many lines. That's the issue.
Yeah, it's such a mess, guys. I mean, we could have it all.
I'll make it simpler.
All right.
Realistic.
Hey Dimitri, check out the AI meme I sent you.
I think
Oh no.
Okay, which
I
AI
see it.
meme?
Don't make me have to ban you as well.
I got memes for you.
Which one is the AI meme? Because I see the anime waifus over here on the train date. Oh man.
Yeah, but the one
most sane foamer on a date. That's the picture over there. That's the most sane foamer. All right, where's which is the AI meme?
It's the BNSF one. It's one with the BNSF locomotive in the background.
Okay, this...
no, not queso.
All right. But the one I posted at 9:45.
Okay, I see it. Okay, I didn't know this even AI. Okay, here we are.
Hey guys, I'm standing in front of a BNSF engine. Look.
That's an agent of Union Pacific there. Oh man.
But also,
it was all AI. Government. This was not even a Minecraft. This was AI. Anyway, okay. Should I be clicking the spoiler or not?
It's Christmas.
No, I won.
There's no way train moves like that.
I'm clicking it. Jokes on you, Santa. We wanted to call. Oh, this is not. Come on, this is not spoiler worthy, guys. It's that's a funny one. We wanted the coal. Certified coal. Certified coal. There we are.
Yeah, you wanted the hot rocks. I wanted the spicy rocks.
We got hot rocks, spicy rocks, silver rocks. We got shiny rocks. We got it all.
We're gonna ban you for posted a joke that has an adult twist to it.
No coal allowed. This is no only gems, guys. No coal.
Oh, Dimitri,
I got a meme down there.
Christmas, hopefully.
We got the Pierre Marquette meme right here. You gotta read it.
Okay, Pierre Marquette watching one of the Berkshire's couple of passenger cars, 2 drivers, a conductor, and some of their chefs magically disappearing from the system and radio. Oh no. Oh man.
Also, we got a funny YouTube video after that.
All right, we'll play it.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
How long is this?
Minutes.
What? Is he gonna be singing it? Oh man. Are we gonna get copyright struck for this?
They gave him his orders. Run, roll, Virginia. Said, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38. This is old 97. You must put her in dispenser on time.
Yeah, you ruined the song, man.
He
Come on.
turned around and said to his black greasy fireman.
All right, that's not. We're not ruining a Johnny Cash song for Queso.
Here,
No.
I'll save you. Go down below it.
Okay, here we are. All right, Country Boy Uber. Screw Uber. It's Friday night. Don't drink and drive. Message me. I'll come get you in a 2000 Ford F-250 4x4 with a case of beer and a cooler in the back, blasting Skinner on the speaker in a hollow. Hell yeah, brother, at everything you say.
Hell yeah, brother.
I got a few mixed in. I got another one in there
Alrighty,
too.
Home Depot will be selling a 7.5-foot tall animated Chewbacca for $350. Okay, there you go. You can put that outside. Where are the pyramids in Egypt? Because why are the pyramids in Egypt? Because they are too big to transport to British museums.
That's uncomfortable truth, man.
Well, depending on the time, would it be in a British? Would it be in a British museum or would it be in a French museum?
Would it be the British? Would it be the Romans?
I'm saying, look, there's no way that size pyramid is going to fit in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
Funny.
I bet you if they invented a shrink ray, I'm sure the British would have taken them. Shrunk them down, picked them up, and put it somewhere in the middle of the United Kingdom. These were in Egypt. Sorry, Egypt. These are not. These are mine. These are ours now.
Let me see.
You can build your own.
Some more Midwest regional plans posted here by Adam Everywhere. Thank you. Yeah, this was the old Obama plan that got nowhere. I remember that. That was just disappointing. And honestly, it seemed like it was just like made to fail at the beginning. It wasn't really made to be.
There was a vote here in Des Moines to try and bring an Amtrak train, but it just never got enough support.
I just don't think that the administration wasn't really serious about it at all or anything like that. It was just a mess.
No, there was a vote back in the 2000s.
For a while, Bell. He worked here for a while, just like I. Am I right?
Yeah. And you see what Brightline fan posted up here. Is this over in Dominican Republic? Brightline fan, you there?
Yep. Brightline, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, what is it? Okay, is this a Christmas festival or a Christmas parade over in
Yeah, well, it's actually a Christmas decoration that I just took a photo of.
Nice.
But while I was there, I spotted a construction site. They're building some remember the monorail project that we just covered months ago?
Yeah. So they're actually building that?
Yeah, it's related to that. They're building nearby the Santiago Monument. I just took a photo of those two. I just took a photo of the construction site.
Okay, yeah, these do look like what would be a monorail track at some point. That's interesting.
Yeah. So my hypothesis is that they might be building a station there. That's my hypothesis. There's a hotel nearby and 4 restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Good place to do it.
Oh.
All right.
That's a good place to do.
Oh, Dimitri, we got a funny Christmas meme.
Okay, we'll go through the memes, guys. And then let's call this at 10:05.
10.
Or 10. Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, and then we'll do. This will probably be the last stream over here in Indiana before we go down to Florida, and we'll do a live stream down there. But anyway, all right, lazy way to win it. Christmas decorating. Oh man.
Oh,
that's funny.
If someone's able to do the Yoda voice, I'm gonna bust out laughing.
I think that
decorating, you will.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Decorating.
I gotta find the Lego Star Wars Yoda death sound. That was
I don't know how Yoda is going to attack all these things.
Let me see if I can find it. Come on.
Oh wow.
Give it to me.
Also,
where is it?
Also, We got an Ohio car meme.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I got interesting news. I'm gonna post it in the chat. Looks like there
you're
was a
doing
car
this.
that jumped on some BART tracks out near San Francisco yesterday.
What?
Oh boy.
Wait.
Let's see
Wrist
this.
pain holding you back?
Wait,
Back pain ruining
Why
your
do I
back?
have to have an ad?
A leaf provides longer lasting.
Okay, here we go. Breaking news.
Good evening.
Happy fucking
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm
Screams at
Heather
that.
Holmes here in the KTVU newsroom,
I hope
and
it's
we
on
are
a highway
breaking into
because
programming
most
right
of it is
now to
elevated,
bring you
and there's
breaking
no road
news of
crossings.
the series
How? Whoa, okay, did it again. All right, let me go back to it.
involving both
And I
BART
also
and
gotta
also
save the
freeway
last my money
traffic.
for
These
my
are live
shed
pictures
team.
now from Sky Fox.
All right,
Of the
how-
incident. This is in
how did this
Castro
car get
Valley.
up
So,
here?
in the East Bay, traffic has been severely
it defied the laws
impacted
of
by this
physics,
incident.
and
You have
Sir Isaac
cars.
Newton
You can
slapped
see
it down
here
saying
in
no.
these
Okay,
live
so what is the
pictures
damage?
on the BART
Or
tracks.
how did
Oh,
it
Again,
get
a car
on the
has
tracks?
somehow wound up
Probably
on
a
the BART
drunk
tracks.
driver.
So this has
Drunk
disrupted
drivers
BART
managed to get
service
cars
between
anywhere.
Castro Valley, the main.
Most
But
likely.
then again, it's California.
Like how?
Also,
I'm saying, is
Also-
it fence damage? Is it skid marks?
Oh, of course it's a Honda. Wait.
Freebird,
Okay, hold
it's
on a second.
impossible.
Hold on a second. So he's had to jump. This is not okay. So this is not a highway where it's like right on the highway. He had to jump from the highway at least 10 feet across, and then onto, because there's a gap in between the highway and the actual track.
And things that.
So the
So
conference was flying.
this guy had to fly at least a good 40 feet.
We're good.
He was playing Freebird the entire time.
Oh
imagine a car
boy.
jumping-
Okay.
jumping
I don't.
like one lane between the gap.
Of course, it's a Hyundai. It's either a Hyundai or it's a Nissan Altima. It's either one of those two that would make it on there. Yeah,
It's probably a Honda.
it's a Hyundai.
Read the car meme. Read the car meme.
Oh man! All right, which
Yeah,
car?
yeah,
meme?
he stole that meme from me earlier.
All right, when you slide your seat way too far. Oh man, that must have been
Oh,
fun to fabricate. Look at that.
And look what state it is in. Look at the state.
Of course it is Ohio.
Let's say that it tracks.
Oh man.
Ohio, yeah.
on the internet.
Let me tell you.
Love
Ohio
Ohio.
drivers have to
Down in Ohio.
I walked you into an Ohio meme.
Oh man.
What the heck is that?
Vermont does not have Elf on the shelf because they have cow and a plow.
Yeah,
That's normal.
He stole my meme.
That's normal. I don't see issue there.
I know it's so meme, but
I mean,
it's
look,
too
look,
funny.
look. I'll give the cow. Look, there's more reason for the cow to be on top of that than there is for this car to be on the BART tracks. I mean, no, this guy had to like fly at least a good 40 feet. I mean, look, the damage behind there and everything. I mean, well, the tracks also looks damaged too. So yeah, this is gonna take a while to clean up. They're just gonna have to.
You know,
oh man.
The worst part is they're gonna have to call the insurance adjusters out there, and it's like, one, who are you gonna call to repair the damages, and two, are they going to accept the claim?
Oh, Dimitri, if you feel if AI did meme it for you.
Of course, it's a Hyundai Tiburon. Oh,
Okay,
man.
put two more images.
No, I don't want scammers demand payment with gift cards. Yeah, do not redeem.
What?
There you are. Anyway,
Do not.
Robert, it's pissing me off. AI slop. Oh, by the way, that's the word of the year. Apparently, the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Slop is the word of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Slop. AI slop.
Alan, I would for Vermont.
All right,
I
Vermont
think Vermont
snow versus New York snow. Yeah, and then there's Indiana snow, at least central Indiana, where it's like it snows. They say it's going to be 3 feet, and then it's like 7 inches, and then it's gone in 2 days.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
well,
now
now we're getting
New Yorkers
forced
do.
with like 40-degree weather, which is melting everything, and it turned the construction site I was on today from dry, wet snow ground into a pond.
Yeah, the muddy, ugly, disgusting. You know, there's like
It
half
was
like a
almost a foot
thing
deep
of
of
snow.
water. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Great Lake snow is
I
worse.
go to the apartment, if I chuckled at my phone. I was like, "Am I driving in an ocean or a pond?"
It's actually called ice boat. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I was driving either an ocean or a pond.
Yeah, it looks like
or
the
you can just be like me and then
If
watch the
if you're
snow
driving-
from my
if you-
computer.
Yeah,
If you're driving
it
on a
gets
lake,
to look
then
like the
that's called
snow that
ice.
looks like that snowman from Smiling Friends, and it gets to like look like ugly and
Oh, wait,
crappy like
I got
that.
a image.
Bro.
Funny
man.
to Dimitri, when we had our snow back at the beginning of the year, the snow was still looking good even after halfway fully melted, you know?
Oh, you guys got snow down there?
Over at a couple of months ago, back in January.
Well, January is about a couple days away, so yeah.
Uh-huh.
You never know
And
if
we're
it
getting
gets snow again.
40-degree weather. Hey, is your snow melting down over there in Indiana?
Oh yeah, it's already like unless it's piled up or anything like that, it's already all melted through. It's
yeah.
gone. It looked nice
Yeah.
while I was there, but yeah, we went from like almost like
We
negative.
went from having
We went
a
from
white
negative 2
Christmas to
degrees,
having
and today
a
it was
dry-
40 degrees.
We went from white Christmas to humid Christmas.
Oh man, but yeah, we're not gonna have a white Christmas here in Indiana anyway.
hopefully
So
not.
might as
The
well
Rockies will
go
get a
down.
white
Might as well go down to Miami. Might as well.
Might as well.
Hold on.
You wanna go Miami?
Another one.
Okay.
There we go. Speaking
Bring
of
up
Miami, I'll go wave hi to DJ Khalid while I'm there.
Out everywhere, of course, you had to bring up ice road truckers.
Of course.
Hey,
I'm saying,
say hi to
think
Trump.
New York is
Oh,
down there,
man.
look at Alaska.
Go to Mar-a-Lago.
Did
Hey,
did we see that last week? Yes, we did.
We're almost done.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
it never
this is the
enough.
type of security that Brightline needs to bring on anytime there's any people loitering on the tracks. That's what you got to do to them.
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
Security?
Okay.
I'd pay money to see that.
Oh man, that'd be fun.
I would
Why would
too.
you want to watch people kill themselves or hurt themselves on the tracks?
Yeah, that's
what
still
I
that's
don't
still
get.
insane. 42% of deaths on Brightline have been suicides. That's just
And most
crazy.
of by cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
And most by drivers.
I mean, it's just, look, there's look if you're contemplating that, first of all, no. Second of all, why do it on that? Come on, there's like it's just bad. Either way. All right, guys. It's 10:05. We're gonna end it there. We'll whatever articles and everything else, we'll save it for next time. We'll have a special guest on next time. Pretty sure you guys know who it will be. But alrighty, guys.
I think I do know.
Yep, we all know. So alrighty, guys. We're gonna end it over here. 10:05. We have reached the station. So thank you all for joining on board on the American Rail Club live stream during Christmas. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time. It's been great so far. So we will see you all next time on here. Same channel, maybe same time. We'll let you all know. But anyway, Godspeed, and we will see you all next time. Take care.
Thank you. See you next time.
Good night. Good night.
Have a good night, everyone. And Merry Christmas.
Merry
See you next
Christmas.
time. Have a good
Forget
time
what they
and
tell
happy holidays.
you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.